I mean, think about trying to feed 8 people. 8 people in a home with 1 can of Spam for a meal. Hey, hey, hey. It's Spam day. All right, so we're in the kitchen, and this is going to be so simple. I don't even know how I'm going to stretch this video out. I hope I can keep your attention. So a lot of you out there are doing a lot of awesome shopping and stocking up right now, and I get questions of, what in the world am I supposed to do with Spam? Well, honey, you can eat Spam all the different ways you'd cook any other type of meat. It's delicious, and it keeps forever. But listen, so my Nana is 85 years old. You all that have followed me for a long time have met my Nana, seen my Nana. She's been in several videos. And one day we were talking about different things. This hasn't been too long ago, and I've been promising you this video. And I talked about, Spam. And she said, Lord, I mean, it was like she lit up like a Christmas tree. And she said, my mother, now, let me tell you something. Anytime my Nana talks about her mother, who would be my great-grandmother, who I also had in my life for a long time, and raised me, picked me up in school and cut my hair and taught me how to make biscuits and all the things I've talked about before. But when you talk about Spam, she lights up like a Christmas tree because she starts talking about her own mother and a recipe that her mother would make back in the 40s with Spam. It's going to be good. Okay, so it's just like this. Here are the things that you're going to need. You're going to need a 9x13 pan. That's what she said. Get a 9x13 pan. Simple enough. You're going to use canned pork and beans. And I verified this with her. I said, you mean literally in a can? She said, yes. She would open up little cans of pork and beans, and then she goes into the explanation of she said, it's like a tomato base. There it is in the tomato sauce right there. You can get these. I got mine at Aldi. They were like 51 cents a can. So if you're putting those away, boy, they're going to keep for a while too. Then you're going to get 1 can of Spam. Now, I asked her, I said, how many cans of the pork and beans do you think I will need? Because I've got the smaller cans. And she said, well, probably at least 2, maybe 3. So we're going to start with 2 and see how that kind of works out. Might have to add 3. So that's what we're looking for there. That's it. Now, I called my Nana today and checked on her to make sure she's doing okay in all the weather and whatnot. We talked for a bit, and I said, now, do you add anything else to this? I said, do you have any memory of adding maybe some brown sugar, a little onion, a little mustard? I mean, she said, my mother did not. She said, I don't have any memory of her adding. She said, I guess you could. She said, that would be wonderful. So we talked about different ways to change this up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change it up just a little bit, just to add a little more flavor. You can do this, you may not. She said, she said, my mother might have added a little bit of salt and pepper. She said, but that was probably it because we just really didn't have anything to add. But she said, I said, what do you think about a little bit of onion? She said, that would be good. Some of y'all out there might do that with your baked beans. So I'm going to fry up my Spam with a little bit of onion before I put that on there. We also came to the conclusion that you could, if you want, sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on it if you have it. Or I got a little crazy and I said, I wonder if maple syrup would be good, right on top. So we're going to start with the basics here. We're changing it up just a little bit. But like I told you, the basics, all they did was pork and beans and Spam. So I'm going to cut this in slices. She said to cut it in slices, so that's what we're going to do. But next, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut me some onion up. And we're going to fry this up, okay? We're going to fry the onion, and then I'm going to just kind of sear the Spam. I'm not going to fully, it's ready to go. But I just want to do a little searing on it, get the juices flowing with the onion. I think that's going to make the dish just a little bit extra special, don't you think? Looks about right. I decided to go ahead and kind of dice them up just so they're fine and so they'll cook down real good. And inside the beans, they won't be as noticeable. My husband doesn't like cooked. He's so weird. James! But we're going to do it. But listen, when you're cutting an onion and you get all this good stuff right here, you save it, put it in a little baggie and start you a freezer bag, because you can have a building stock bag or container for your own broths and things. So don't let that go to waste, darling. Don't let it go to waste. Texture's good. If you've never cooked with it, it's like firm, okay? Smells good. Smells good. I'm going to just cut some, my Nana said she would just cut some thin little slices, okay? And think about trying to feed 8 people in a home with 1 can of Spam for a meal. So my thought is, my granny probably tried to get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we're going to get about 9 slices with the way that I cut it. But I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you she tried to portion it out so that one person, each individual, which was 4 adults and 4 children, would get 1 good slice of Spam each. If I hadn't bet a donut, that's exactly what she did. So that's what my slices are looking like. You can make them thicker. You can make them thinner. You can actually even chunk it up if you wanted to. No problem. Okay, so we're starting to fry up the Spam a little bit on the stovetop. It's getting hot. I did go ahead and use 3 cans. You can easily get by with 2. Not a problem, but I wanted to make it a little bit thicker. These beans have an excellent taste to them. I ain't going to lie to you. I was really surprised. I thought they'd be a little bit more bland than they are. But I am going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm still debating a little bit of maple syrup or maybe some brown sugar. What do you think? I mean, it would be delicious. Okay, this is how I like my Spam. I turned it up just a little bit. I like it a little bit more fried. Boy, you talk about good with some cheese and eggs. But I'm going to take these off and get the next batch here going. But that's about how I like mine. I like it just a little bit crispy. You may not do what you want, but it's time to flip and roll, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, we've got all of the Spam right on top of the 3 cans of the pork and beans. I added just a little bit of pepper. That's all I've done. And you saw the onions that were added in. You could add a little bit of brown sugar if you want to sweeten it up a little bit. I think that sounds really good. We're just going to try this way this time because, again, we're trying to keep it as minimal as possible. That's what you want to try, and then you can add as you go. So we're going to bake this in the oven on 350, Nana said. She said, put some aluminum foil on top. She said, oh, I'd bake it for about 30 or 45 minutes. So we're just going to eyeball it, okay? And we're going to see how this turns out. So I baked it for 35 minutes. It's bubbling. It's what Nana said. She said, you want it bubbling? 350 for 35 minutes. So I'm going to take off the aluminum foil and we're going to take a look at it. Ooh, that's hot. All right. This is looking mighty fine. Okay, this is hot. We're going to go for it. Now, you know I eat Spam. I've got videos eating Spam. If you camp or whatnot, you grew up like this is not a big deal for you. A lot of people there's so many recipes. You can do it with eggs. You can do it with rice. A lot of folks in Hawaii tell me to do it with like soy sauce and pineapple and all these delicious things. But I've never tried this, and I'm telling you right now, my Nana, you should see her, y'all. She lights up like that Christmas tree, like I said, and she said, y'all, she said, Tara, when she would make this, She said it was like we had died and gone to heaven. She... Dang. Like, you need to make this. Holy moly. So, if you're having any reservations about trying Spam out, because I see some of y'all commenting about it, you need to do this. If you want to make it just a little extra special, I'd add some brown sugar to it. Honey, delicious. Go for it. Make it all count, baby. Right here. We appreciate you watching. My Nana is going to love this video. Nana, we got to do this. Where are you? Guys, I'm eating. I'm hanging up. I love you. I'm eating. Dinner's ready. Dinner bell. Try it out. I think you're going to like it. Change it up how you need to. We'll see you on the next video.